Welcome to 3ABN Kids Camp for Ready, Set, Explore, where we search nature out and have fun without a doubt. I'm your host, JB Scout, and we're going to be talking about edible plants. What? Edible plants? Now, I'm sure your mom and dad fed you very well, but we're looking at edible plants just in case we get lost, right? And we need to pick out things that we can eat that we won't get sick when we go on a trip. But sometimes there's berries and plants and maybe mint, if we have a bad breath, that we can eat, right? Okay, so what do you know? Do you know anything about edible plants? Have you ever tried edible plants? You have? Good, good, good. Well, that's great. We hope you tried some edible plants too, because sometimes these plants taste pretty good and some don't taste good at all. So there are two things that we need to know about edible plants. If it has a soapy taste or if it's extremely bitter, you spit it out as fast as you can and you get your water bottle and you drink as much as you can because you don't want to get sick, right? Okay, that is a cardinal rule. Don't eat anything you don't know. Okay? Make sure you eat things that you know exactly what it is, because if you don't and you're not sure, you can get sick. And we don't want you sick, right? Okay, so I'm going to go to a Bible verse in Matthew 6:34, and it says, "Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about its own things. Sufficient for the day is its own trouble." What does that mean? What does that mean? Can anybody tell me what that means? What does it mean? What do you think? Well, what about Jesus has supplied all of our needs? Now, there's a little difference between needs and wants. Does anybody know the difference between needs and wants? Yes.
When you need something and when you want something.
Ah, yes. Now, we like a lot of things, right? But that's sometimes not what we need, right? So the Lord will supply all of our needs, which means He knows what you need and He will supply it. Now, if you look at the birds and if you look at the animals, they're very healthy, aren't they? They are. I've seen a lot of healthy birds and animals, deer. You see a lot of deer, and they're just super healthy, and they jump over fences, and they run really fast. So the Lord supplies all their needs, and how much more important are we? Do you think we're more important than the animals or the birds?
No. Yes.
Of course we are. We're more important than all of the fish or the birds or you were just trying to trick me, weren't you? Yes, you were. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a story before we get into looking at some of these plants. Yeah, do you have something to say?
Cheetahs are fast.
Cheetahs are very fast, and they need to be healthy, don't they? And they need to have a lot of protein. Yes.
The difference between a need and a want is that when you need something, it's like you're desperate for it. And when you want something, you just want it because it's really nice.
That is a great explanation. Thank you for that. Okay, I don't think I could do better. That's wonderful. Okay, so I'm going to share a little story that I had that I want you to remember and not do, okay? So I am a mountaineer, so I like climbing mountains. And the bigger the mountain, the more I want to climb it. So I've climbed parts of Mount Rainier, which is a little over 14,410, maybe 11 feet. I've climbed Whitney, I've climbed Adams, I've climbed Baker, and I've climbed Mount St. Helens after it kind of blew its top. Anyway, I was on Mount Whitney, and my friend and I got up there. It was a beautiful day, and we had plenty of time to make our meal. And I saw some plant that I thought that I could make some tea because it was beautiful. I'm like, you know what? I want something more than just water. So I decided that I was gonna pick these leaves and I put it in my water and I heated it up on my stove and I drank it. And about a half an hour later, I'm like, why does my stomach kind of feel like it's rolling over itself? And I started getting more and more sick. Well, I got in the tent going, you know what, I can handle a little sick stomach. And I got in the tent and I was just churning in my sleeping bag because my tummy was not feeling good. And I was supposed to get a lot of good sleep because I was supposed to get up at around 4 o'clock in the morning to start heading up the mountain for the summit. But anyway, I learned a very good lesson. If you don't know that plant, you do not partake of it because it'll make you sick. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna have you come over here and we're gonna talk about some of these plants that you can actually eat. You ready?
Yeah!
You're excited? Cool, well come on over here. So come on in and you can kneel down or you can sit down and look at this. Now the first one we're gonna talk about, and look at this one, it is a yellow wood sorrel. Now this, can you tell me what it looks like? It has 3 leaves. Yeah, well, it looks like something called clover. Have you ever had clover?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a clover?
No.
Now, Amanda over here, she can pick 4-leaf clovers all day long. Now, most of us, we can only pick 1 4-leaf clover in our lifetime. Well, Amanda over here, she has such good eyesight that she can pick one out of a whole bunch of these things. And maybe she can pick one out of here. But this looks like clover. But what's interesting about this one, it has a yellow flower, okay? And this you can eat. See the flower right here? See right here? It's just about ready to bloom, okay? And I'm gonna show you what it kind of looks like. Now there's some water, so be careful, okay? So look at that, okay. So I'm gonna take 1 leaf and I'm gonna, Okay, well, it has an interesting taste.
Can we taste it?
Yeah. Okay, does anyone want to try it?
Yes.
Okay, here, go ahead, try that. By the time we get done, we're not gonna have any plant left.
It tastes kind of sour.
It tastes kind of like,
Can I try?
it's not bitter, but it's, oh yeah, absolutely. Okay, I want to take the plant out. There you go. Well, let's try other stuff so we can all try this together. Okay? So we're gonna get to there. So the next one, so it tastes a little weird, right? It's not that bad, but it has this little kind of weird lemony kind of taste to it. Okay, we're gonna go to lamb's quarters. Now this is actually a weed that you see in your gardens, and I'm gonna go this way so everyone can see it, okay? Now this one, you can eat the leaves and it's really cool, and it has like a yellowish white top, and let me try. Well, that's pretty good. So let me show, how many want to try that? Only a couple of you can try it. So I'm going to show you, since you got it, here you go. Who can take that one? Let me get one more because there's not a lot here. Here, why don't you try that? And then I'll try one more. Okay, here, why don't you try that one? Okay. Okay, so that is lamb's quarters. What, does it taste like much?
No.
Doesn't taste like much. Okay, well you can just swallow it. Okay, now I am gonna go to a mint. Have you ever had peppermint?
Yes.
Have you ever had like peppermint gum?
Yes.
Well, they got it from this peppermint plant. So what's kind of interesting, if you rub it and then you smell my fingers. Does it smell like mint? It smells like mint. Okay, what about this one? Here. So take one of these. Okay, let's all take one of these mints. Okay? Take a mint. Take a mint. Take a mint.
This is the one my grandma has in her garden.
Yeah. Okay, here. Mint. Do you want a mint? Okay. So now a mint is really good. And what's good for too, if you had a lot of garlic, you can take one of these and eat that and your breath will be a lot better. And everyone else will like you too.
Can we eat it?
Yeah, you can eat it too. Yep.
I already ate it because I have one on my dad's.
Yeah. Oh, would you like one? I'm sorry. There you go.
Can I have a big piece? Yeah.
Well, if you already had one, let's wait for another one. So I'm gonna eat that one. Yeah. So this one was more of a domestic one, and this was more wild. That's why this one sometimes tastes a little less minty. Okay? But there's some mint, you can smell them from far away. Very strong. And it's a great plant that, that you can grow in your garden, and you can enjoy it. You can even put it in salads and things like this. Now, this one is a really neat one right here, and it's called purslane, okay? Now, purslane is a plant that grows super fast. And you know where I find it most places? In a garden. And you know what I've done most of the time? Is I take it out of my garden because it's considered to me like a weed. But it's actually very edible. Did you know that? So let's try some of these things, and I have to look at the time to make sure we get there. Okay, so why don't we try that? So we pull one off, there you go. Okay, there you go. Yep, try that one. Here, try a little one there. You got one there, good. Did everyone have one?
Yeah, no.
What do you think?
It's way more sour than the other ones.
Well, it has, what does it have? It has kind of like an interesting taste. I can't tell you exactly what it tastes like, but it's kind of cool. But anyway, okay, now you all know this one because everyone has it in their garden. It's, what is it? Dandelions, that's right. Well, you know the dandelion flower. Now, can you eat this dandelion?
Yes.
Yes, you can. You can eat the dandelion. Now, I wouldn't recommend it because we just picked this from the back field. But yeah, if you have a place where it didn't get any fertilizer or anything like that on it, you can just pluck it and eat away. But you also can eat the leaves. Yeah. Now, the leaves are a little more bitter, but it's something you can eat. And it's not poisonous. What's that?
I eat the leaves at school.
You do? It has a lot of good vitamin C, and it has, and as you may know, the darker the leaf, the more iron it has. Did you know that? Has iron in it, which is kind of cool. Okay, iron, yeah, which is a metal, and you need just a little bit of it, it's good for you. Okay, let's go to the next plant, and that is the blue violet. Now, these kind of grow up in your garden or also in your lawn, as well as your dandelion. And your dandelion, that'll grow anywhere. I mean, you can find dandelions anywhere. But the blue violet is a great plant because it grows in the spring and all summer long, and you can eat the flowers and also the leaves, which is kind of cool. Well, here's another one that's kind of cool. What is this?
Hot dog.
This is a cattail.
Yeah. It's a
Okay.
cattail.
So a cattail is really cool, and now this one is past its prime as far as eating, but when it's green, you can just cook it in water and just nibble it like corn. Kind of cool.
Kind of cool. How does it taste?
It tastes like corn.
Doesn't it like fluff?
Yeah, it does fluff, but this is too late and it'll fluff up. But here's another thing, that's a lily, and you can eat the flowers and you can enjoy it and have a lot of fun. Now, one thing that I want you to do is I brought you also fishing hooks and string. So let's put this in your backpacks and then let's go hiking, okay? Are you ready to go hiking and exploring? Yes. I am too. So let's put that in there, put it in our backpack. Okay?
I need one.
Okay, there we go. Everyone has one? Okay, so let's get it in our backpack and let's get going. Ready, set, let's explore.